Call meeting to order. Councilman Little, please pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Councilman Poole, Councilman Cotton.
Here.
Councilman Little.
Here.
Councilman Watson.
Here.
Councilman Barton.
Here.
Mayor Lovelace.
Here.
Quorum is present.
Approval of the minutes.
Make motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Have a motion by Councilman Cotton, seconded by Councilman Littles. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes. Minutes are approved.
I'd like to welcome our visitors that are here today. See a few new faces in the crowd, some old faces in the crowd that just walked in. Good to see y'all. Glad you're here.
How to make an entrance.
Approval of the agenda.
Copy of the agenda is up on the wall for the audience. Council has a copy. We'd like to add under 8I a discussion of possibly changing the regular meeting on July 14th to another date. And that's all the additions or deletions we have here. Are there any further additions or deletions? All those in favor of the agenda as amended signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, and the agenda is approved as amended.
All right, we have a committee recommendation on a housing board vacancy. I call on Councilman Barton.
Thank you, Mayor. We take this opportunity to reappoint Mr. Billy L. Cook back to the Housing Authority Board. And I make that in the form of a motion. I second.
I have a motion by Councilman Barton, seconded by Councilman Watson. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes. Mr. Cook is reappointed.
Under new business, we have approval of the June accounts payable.
May I offer a motion that we approve accounts payable for June?
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Watson, seconded by Councilman Barton. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Call on the clerk, gas credit.
To support gas operations, and these are two items which are seldom used, but they are installed just in case there's an emergency. Gas Department has a line of credit of $1.7 million and a letter of credit, a separate document of $3 million, which we originally had with Bank Trust. Since Bank Trust is now under Trustmark, we've been going through documents, and Trustmark has now asked us to have a resolution actually naming them as the new holder of these two documents, and we recommend that this be approved just as the name change for these documents.
I offer a motion to approve resolution number 140609.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Watson, second by Councilman Barton. Any discussion?
John, you made mention that this is just for name change only. Name change only.
Well, the documents will remain the same, but they're going from Bank Trust to Trustmark.
Okay.
Any other questions? Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
I call on Steve Uhouse.
Good afternoon, Mayor and members of the council. There is interest growing to put to use the area in what we commonly know as the CCC Park. We know that there is a long-range master plan for that, and part of that would include that folk would have an opportunity to camp there in the CCC Park. In order to facilitate that, there have been a couple of changes that have had to be made to the ordinance in order to line it up and to make it acceptable and legal. Anybody who would go into the CCC Park and would camp and would desire to build a campfire would be able to do so, but only by obtaining a permit from the Brewton Fire Department. And we put an age constraint on that, and you see the ordinance that we have there, and it has been through the hands of our city attorney, Ed Hines, and he's on board with it. He's approving of the form in which it is. These two tweaks to the current city ordinance that we have would make it allowable for someone to go in there and count. There again, bearing in mind they would be required to get a permit from the Brewton Fire Department if they were going to build a campfire. So this has gone through the hands of our city attorney, and it comes before you this evening for your approval in order to enact this.
Got
Yes,
a
sir.
question. I'm speaking on behalf of the Boy Scouts. Say if it want to be like a spring camporee, where we have multiple troops there, will one permit take care of the whole event? Instead of getting individual permits for like Troop 63, 42, 26? See what I'm asking?
Now, I'm not going to speak in the place of our fire chief right now, but the whole intent of this is so that the fire department would be duly notified and aware that a group or groups are back there and that campfires would be built.
Okay.
So unless he tells me otherwise, I'm going to say if it's an event and he is notified and informed and he issues a permit for that event, then that would be acceptable. But if he wants to do it otherwise, I certainly would defer to him on that.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve 1406.
No, sir. No, sir. It's an ordinance. You'll have to introduce it first.
Okay, very good.
Motion
I make a motion to introduce ordinance number 140609.
Second?
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Barton, second by Councilman Watson to introduce. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yeah.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes. I make a motion to adopt 14.
No, sir.
Immediate consideration on this one.
Okay,
Consideration.
all right. I make a motion to consider, immediate consideration for 140609.
Second?
I have a motion by Councilman Barton, second by Councilman Watson to immediately consider. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yeah.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Mayor Lovelace?
Yes.
It is unanimous.
Now we can
I make a motion to approve 14-0609.
Second?
I have a motion by Councilman Barton, second by Councilman Watson to approve. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yeah.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes. Be published.
Thank you.
Thank you. Each year, the state gives you an opportunity to, from August the 1st through August the 3rd, to have a back-to-school sales tax holiday on certain school items. And would this be in the form of a resolution? How would we do that?
Right, it hasn't been written yet, but we'll construct one. Yes,
So we're voting on a
it has to be
resolution.
one for every year, yes, sir.
So we're going to introduce a motion to have a sales tax holiday this year for back-to-school, August the 1st through the 3rd.
I make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Watson, second by Councilman Cotton to approve. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yeah.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes, and we'll notify the state. The next item is the approval of the annual Blueberry Festival signs. Every year, we get permission for this since some of the signs are in contravention to the current sign ordinance, and Chamber's requesting that the sign showing where the parking area is and how to get to the festival be allowed to be placed out sometime Thursday afternoon, and they'll be picked up sometime Sunday after the event. And this would be the one-time approval, so they could not be inhibited by the sign ordinance.
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
I have a motion by Councilman Barton, second by Councilman Watson. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Direction signs are approved. The next thing is the approval of a contract for services with John L. Fisher Center. For those who don't know, the John L. Fisher Group is poised to actually sign the lease for that building and start conducting their own operations. Once they sign, they're going to actually be contracted for services to sponsor and conduct programs and activities for a direct public benefit. Most of those will be as they see fit. Having said that, just to get them jump-started, there's been a discussion about allowing an amount not to exceed $5,000 simply to help them with their utility bills and get them, let's say, jump-started into this event after they sign the lease. And we recommend that this future document be approved and we move forward with it.
Make a motion for approval of contract for the services with J.L. Fisher Center.
Second.
Have a motion by Councilman Cotton, seconded by Councilman Barton. Any discussion?
John, what is the average, do you know, what is the average utility bill at this point?
The regular city utilities have been $11.48, but now that the heating and air are on, could be a monthly total Alabama power bill of around $1,200. That's 3 meters out there, lights, building, and then the HVAC,
So the average could be $1,200 a month?
or so.
Okay.
And we feel that with people out there, they're not going to be cranking it down to 62 or putting the heat on 90. So
Okay.
somebody will be there to monitor it.
Okay.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Abstain.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
You got
Motion
three.
passes.
You got 3.
The next item is kind of the opposite of this. It's a contract for services for the Brewton Outreach Center. You may recall from a recent meeting that they've already been contracted to show movies and get a screen and everything for something the city would have done anyway with their movie piece. That document has been approved, but since they've already been awarded a certain amount for this budget year also, we'd like to go ahead and sign that contract for services since it was only a resolution, seeing as we just can't give the money away even though it's a service. So this is the opposite way. They already have the contract in place or the services in place. Now we have to give them a document to perform those services. So I recommend this be approved too.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Barton, second by Councilman Littles. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll work on that.
And I call now, we have a representative for the block party to discuss with us some street in each block.
First, I'd like to apologize about the way I'm dressed. I got married Saturday, so I've been running, taking everything back today.
It's summertime, go ahead, G.
Yes. Basically, we just want to ask for permission to block the road off right there at Martin Luther King Drive, and they can turn to go to, I think that's Kelly's Alley, and down on the other end at Martin Luther King Drive, and I think they can turn, I can't remember the name of that
Jones
road
Road.
right now.
Jones Road.
Jones
Jones
Road.
Road.
Would that be the same area, same amount of streets we blocked last year?
Yes, sir.
And that would start at what time?
It'll start at 10 and
Over at 6? Right.
and over at 6. But what we was thinking, because a lot of people don't get there till about 12. If we block the road off, say around about 12, and give them time to get down there and get settled down there.
So 12 to 6?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Gerald, how about your antique vehicles? Will they be able, if anybody shows up, let's just say after you block your road off?
Yes, sir.
Is there an issue for them to get in that?
What I'm thinking, what I want to do is I want to put my own men down there on the ends. That way, if somebody was to come through with their cars or anything, they can come in, we can let them in, and we can close it back off. Because I had a meeting with Aaron's Furniture today, and they want to bring their truck down there. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be raffling off a TV and a Blu-ray player.
I think you probably need to check with the chief on that, please. But I'm sure it'll be fine to let people through. That's not a traffic problem there.
Yes, sir.
You know, we're just trying to keep other people from hitting the people that are walking in the street, right?
Yeah.
So
We just want to keep the kids be running back and forth with the
Right.
playground and
So just-
everything. We just want to
yeah.
keep them safe.
I understand, it'll be fine.
The playground should be ready by then too, shouldn't it? Should the playground be ready by next week? They finish up at the Sportsman's Park with the playground, should it be ready next week?
More than that.
I hope so. I hope so too.
Make a motion to approve.
I think I already approved this already.
This is just to prove the
Okay.
blocking of that street.
Okay.
We approved it already? Okay.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
You know, there was a concern about the cutoff time for the road blockage at some last event, some other event.
Yes, sir.
Have that all been cleared with police department?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I guess so we need to make a motion for him to close the street where we're asking for now.
But he's got a motion in a second.
Okay, I second that motion.
I have a motion by Councilman Barton, seconded by Councilman Watson to approve. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now we have the item which was added by myself. It's a discussion concerning the regular meeting on July 14th at 4:30 in this chamber.
And I would like to see if we could change the date to July the 7th, at a meeting 4:30 and a workshop at 3:30 as normal.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Watson, seconded by Councilman Barton to change the normal meeting scheduled for July 14th to July 7th, same time, same room. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes, and we'll prepare a resolution. Any announcements? We have one comment on behalf of the Adult Softball League, Mr. John Robert Fountain. Present? Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good luck.
I'm here representing the Greater Brewton Area Softball League. We've been operating now the last at least 4 or 5 years financially through the teams that participate down at the YMCA for the Greater Brewton Area Softball League. Some of the teams are not from Brewton, but a good majority of the teams are right here in Brewton. I have some sheets. Okay.
John?
Tells a little bit about our team. We only play on two fields at the YMCA. We have 12 teams in our league. We play a 132 game season with a 22 end of the year game tournament. It's a 154 game league, and we have 2 umpires and 2 scorekeepers at each game. The league usually runs about $6,000, a little over $6,000. Softballs, $780 with uniforms at $2,000, and this year we are paying the YMCA helping out with the lights. The old adage is, if you don't ask, you never do know. So we were up here, or we were wanting some assistance, any financial assistance that we can get to continue with the adult softball league here in Brewton.
When does y'all's league start, or has it already started?
It hadn't started yet because we work around the Babe Ruth and/or the Little League and the girls' leagues. So we're going to try to start June 23rd.
Okay. So it would be okay, since this is a financial request, if we brought it up at the next meeting then?
That is fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I appreciate y'all listening to me today, and any consideration, we greatly appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Appreciate you coming, too.
Yes, sir.
No further comments.
Make a motion to adjourn.